Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. What we're doing here is a simple, man, nothing major, nothing spectacular about it. Brake job, the front brake job. This is a 2016 Ram 1500. Alright, they came back for some brakes. Now as you can see, that brake pad is fairly low, so you could actually use some brake job. Now what I ended up doing, guys, was selling them rotors. Okay, like I say, you can resurface some rotors. Our rotor machine is down, so I had no choice but to upsell some rotors. A lot of guys, especially in the DIY world, would do what we call pad slap, where they just slap new pads on it. You don't. It's not mandatory that you resurface your rotors, but it's advisable, I want to say, because that is a glaze, okay, and all you'll be doing is marrying brand new pads to your already glazed rotor. Alright, and you know, if you may feel like a little lip on the end. They tend to create a lip on the end. Alright, so I would either get the rotor resurfaced or go on with a new one. The new ones are fairly cheap, I heard. Okay, I'm not out there in the do-it-yourself world, but from what I hear, new rotors are fairly inexpensive now. Now, if you notice, this is dual piston design. Okay, so I won't know till I get it off. What I know, I'm gonna need a tool to push the piston back into the caliper, but I don't know which tool. All right, I have several tools. There's a clip on here. A lot of the newbies not aware of this clip. They have a hard time taking the rotor off. Yes, just grab your pair of dikes and clip that off. It's two on them in this case. So what that tells me is this rotor has never been off. This truck has what, 70,000 miles, I want to say. So they got the use out of their pads. Now I say never been off, but some guys put the clips back on it. They make new clips, but once you cut them off, you can't reuse them. Let me put it that way. So I don't want to say the rotor ain't never been off. All right, so getting ready to do front and rear brakes. Let's take a look at the rears, guys. Alright, as you can see, the rears are worn too. So I don't know, I'm gonna write up an estimate on front and rear brakes. Alright, it's a little light of glaze on this one here, and there is a lip. Okay, that lip is created because the rotors do not sit all the way on the outskirt of the pads do not sit all the way on the outskirt of the rotors, so that lip will be created. And this has clips on it too, so it appears, I could be wrong, but it appears that the rotor has never been off. Alright, so what I'm gonna do, guys, I'm gonna take an ad break real quick. I'm gonna go grab me some parts, try to upsell this, and hopefully grab some parts. So when I get back, we're gonna we'll talk some more about brakes, guys. This topic will be solely about brake jobs. Alright, stay with me, don't go anywhere, I will be right back. Alright guys, welcome back. Here, as you can see, what we have here is brand new rotors, brand new brake pads, and we're gonna do a brake flush. Okay, brake flush simply consists of removing all the old brake fluid and going back in with this new Valvoline fluid. Now, these are Mopar pads. I'm in here at a different location, so these are the pads they tend to use. Actually, Mopar Magneti Morelli, ordered by Moparts. I don't know who make them. I do know these rotors were fairly expensive, guys. Okay, these are it looks like same company, Mopar OEM. There's some stuff I'm gonna use right here, put on the brake pads. Valvoline or BG or whoever sold us this, it says Win, yeah, Win, assured us that this will shut these pads up as far as noise for a very for the life of the pad, I guess. So according to the training that we receive, we are supposed to put this on the pad. Just let it sit there until we're ready to install it. Okay, so I'm gonna set this on here and kind of cover the whole complete pad. Just let it sit. It'll be about 10 minutes before I'm ready to go on with the brake pads. But this brake job should go along smoothly and pretty fast because I don't have to turn the rotors. That's what a time consuming is when you have to resurface the rotors. Alright, so I'm not doing that on this particular car, which means the time has been cut in half. well, I wouldn't say half, maybe 3/4 of the time, but let me prep these pads and then I can start removing brake hardware. Okay, so let's get this on here. Alrighty, they working on the lights, guys, so sometimes I just simply go like this. Just let that sit there for a while. Again, this is something Wynn suggested we do to help eliminate comebacks or returns with brake noise, because I'm using brand new rotors and brand new pads. Alright, so I'm gonna let that sit for a while and I'm gonna start on the hardware, guys. Alright, hardware goal, I just merely have to remove the calipers, 2 bolts holding it, one right here, one right here, and the big bolts right here, it's probably 13, 16. The whole caliper housing have to come off, so everything have to come off. Alright, so I'm gonna do, guys, I'm gonna go grab some tools. Y'all hang tight, I will be right back. I'm gonna go grab some tools so we can get started and get this brake job complete. Stay tuned, don't go anywhere, I will be right back. Alright guys, let me discuss something with you real quick. Now that you got that rotor off, this is the perfect time. Okay, you got a chance to do it even with the rotor on and the wheel on, but this is perfect time to check the condition of this hub bearing. Okay, just grab it, turn it like this, because this is not a four-wheel drive truck. There's no axle inside of there. So all you're doing is turning against the regular bearing in relationship to the hub assembly. Okay, so if you feel any kind of grating, growling noise, it's the best time to go ahead and replace this hub bearing. Okay, it's likely going to come with a ABS sensor. I've seen some that don't come with it, but this is the perfect time to check the condition of this hub bearing on either wheel when you do the brakes. All right, so let's continue with this brake job, guys. Welcome back, guys. We got the brake housing built with the brake pads. We got that all set up. Now it's time for us to, we have to find a way to get the pistons back into the calipers. Okay, that's the only way the brand new brake pad is going to fit in between this section in order to clamp on to the rotors to allow stopping. Okay, now this is a dual caliper setup, so you will need something like this special tool we use to push in both calipers at the same time. Okay, I'm not sure what brand this is. I'll put it in the description below, but some guys use one and they just push the pistons in one at a time. Okay, that's time consuming and you could disrupt the fluid inside the caliper. So it'd be in your best interest to push them in at the same time. Okay guys, let's see if we can get this in here using one hand. So I'm just pulling the trigger as it presses up against the piston. So as you pull the trigger, pistons are slowly going in. Can y'all see that? make sure your line is not kinked, okay? Because what you're doing is pushing brake fluid back up into the master cylinder. So if your line is kinked, you're going to be fighting amongst yourself, right? So I am squeezing the trigger. The pistons are slowly going in. Alright guys, that is pretty much it. Now I can rebuild the brake system, install it back the way it was supposed to be designed. Okay, so this customer will be starting off with a fresh pair of brake pads. That's it. It's all the way in. Just simply push the release button to release it. There you have it. This is a neat little tool. It came out with after the invention of the dual caliper braking system. I'm sure this was invented just for added protection as pushing the pistons out. But alright guys, let's finish putting this together, and then remember, after you're done, test drive is essential. Okay, never just give a customer a car back after you do a brake job. If anything's going to happen, you want it to happen in your possession. Alright, so you be the first one. You do the honors of driving the car first. Alright, let's finish this brake job. Alright guys, that is pretty much it. Of course I'm going to torque the caliper holding bolts down, and now you may see some space, new guys, you may see some space in between the piston and the rotor. Okay, that space will be eliminated as soon as you press on the brake pedal. Okay, because remember, when you push the piston back in, all the fluid went out toward the master cylinder. So essentially you're going to have to simulate a brake stop by pressing on the pedal. That's going to push all the fluid back into the calipers and fill the calipers back up. There's no air in the system because you didn't open the lines. So as the piston come back out after your simulated brake press and stop, everything would grab and close tightly the way it's supposed to be and the way it's supposed to feel. Okay, because right now it will feel loose and you may panic. Don't panic. You just need to go up. In fact, before you even take off, before you even put the car in gear, press on the brake pedal a good 3 to 5 times just to simulate brake stop and seat. You want to seat the piston back into a comfortable position, as close to the rotor as possible. Okay, so guys, that's all I have. This was a simple, basic brake job. Okay, on a Dodge Ram 1500. All right, so again, I have to flush the brake lines. I'll do that on a separate video, and I'll show y'all how to go about doing that. Alright guys, that's all I have, man. Thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe, and I will see y'all on the next video.